City lose again, ole ole. City lose again, ole ole. City lose again. City lose again. City lose again, ole ole. Oh, it's peak, bruv. It's so peak, bruv. Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Aaron back again. You know the face, you know the name, and I've mixed it all up, but I don't care. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. Shout out to everybody tuning in, showing love and support. It's road to 15K. If you haven't subscribed already, please make sure you go ahead and do that. We're closing in on 14.3, I believe, or we might be there already. I haven't checked the analytics today. I've checked them yesterday, but not today. So yeah, if you want to support this channel, you know what to do. You can like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that good stuff. And yeah, man, listen, we're here to talk Premier League action. And boy, oh boy, woo, it's getting worse and worse for Man City, bro. 1 win in 12. I don't know how many in the Premier League. I think it's 1 in like 7, 8, or 9, if I'm not wrong. Please correct me in the comments. But yeah, either way, it's peak for Manchester City, man. Aston Villa 2, Manchester City 0. And I don't know what Man City's going to do, but they need to do something ASAP about this. When I say that Man City look awful, they look absolutely awful, it's an understatement, because today, yeah, and people can turn around and say, it's the injuries. I've checked the injuries. Well, today. I've checked the injuries. The injuries today were, right? No, actually, let's start with the lineup. And today Pep went with something different. He played in a 3-2-4-1 system, if you like. Okay? 3-2-4-1. Ortega in goal. Guardiola, John Stones, Akanji as the three centre backs. John Stones had to come off. Ruben Diaz was injured because he played too many games. He came back from injury, played 5 games in like 15 days. Mental. The two midfielders, well, two of the 6, Kovacic, Lewis, Grealish, Gundogan, Foden, and Silva, who was the captain today. And Erling Haaland was up top. The injuries were Ederson, Ruben Diaz, Rodri, of course, and Oscar Bob. Now, nobody can sit there and tell me that today Manchester City lost because they didn't have Oscar Bob, because they didn't have Ederson, because they didn't have Ruben Diaz. They had way more than enough quality to try and make a difference today, but they didn't, because they played absolutely awful. Now, don't get me wrong. They had loads of possession, right? Knocking the ball around left, right, and center. They're very good at that. We know it. We've seen it. We've witnessed it. And to be fair, Ortega actually saved Man City early on in the game, because that header, that flick on from, was it Pau Torres? Or can't remember who did that flick on. It was a low corner. It was hit very low. Somebody got the flick on back of the head, like backside-ish of the head. And Ortega, I have to say, that save was insane, bro. I don't know how he fished that one out. I don't know how he done it, but it was incredible. Obviously not a goal because the whole ball didn't cross the line. And from that moment on, it kind of set the tone already. You already knew, okay, this is not going to be an easy game for Man City. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. You know, Yuri Tielemans. I have to say, how this brother hasn't played for a top 6 side in the Premier League yet, I don't know. I do not know, because this guy, and I was going to say kid again, because he's got a baby face, so I've got the tendency to say kid. But this guy is absolutely fantastic. At the origin of the goal for John Duran, plays him through. John Duran is in. Actually, no, was it McGinn or something? Or Rodgers? I can't remember. Who gave the assist? I need to check. Who gave the assist? It was McGinn. Yeah, it was McGinn. McGinn with the assist. John Duran finishes it off. No, I'm lying. That's for the Rodgers goal. Who get? It was Rogers. Pardon me. It was Rogers. Rogers with the assist for John Duran, and John Duran at the moment is keeping Ollie Watkins on the bench. And you have to be fair and say that right now, this is how it's going to have to go because for large parts of a small part of last season and large parts of this season, John Duran kept coming on, scoring, coming on, scoring, coming on, scoring. And remember, at one point, we had that conversation as football fans, and we said, at some point, if John Duran just keeps scoring, and sometimes he was starting games and scoring as well, and we had those conversations, and we said, at some point, there's gonna have to be a conversation about Ollie Watkins possibly moving on to the bench and John Duran starting because Ollie Watkins wasn't necessarily scoring every game, but Duran was. And right now, Unai Emery, that choice is justified because John Duran just can't stop scoring. 20 years of age. And I'm going to come back to Tielemans in a second. 20 years of age, John Duran. So you can understand when I'm getting frustrated when I'm seeing somebody like Rasmus Højlund play for Manchester United, not being able to do the fundamentals, not being able to do the basics, and even less than that, not being able to score goals every time, or at least every game, or at least have an impact. And people come to me and say, yeah, but he's young, he's going to develop. What? So we're just supposed to sit here and go, development, yeah. Meanwhile, the fundamentals are not good. Meanwhile, the basics are not good. Meanwhile, he's not scoring every single game. But we're just satisfied and sat here and going, development. John Duran is 20 years of age, bro. 20, and look at what he's doing. Yeah, but he plays for Aston Villa. There's no pressure. Are you sure? Because them fans are expecting to play Champions League football again next season. So if you think there's no pressure for them man to qualify for champs again, you're wrong. Absolutely wrong. So age does not matter. If you're good enough, you're old enough. And I've always said this. Age is not the reason why somebody plays bad. It's not. It's you and your ability or what you can't do. So John Duran, hats off to him, man. He's been a real asset to Aston Villa, man. And so far, man, he's scoring, scoring for his team. And deservedly so. He's starting every game, man. And as long as he keeps scoring, I'm sorry, but Ollie Watkins is going to have to stay on the bench. It's just the nature of the game. And obviously December, every team has a lot of games. They play every 2-3 days. So maybe you might see a bit of change here and there, rotation and stuff like that. But as of now, I can't see John Duran moving to the bench anytime soon unless something drastic happens, i.e. a dip in form, i.e. a goal-scoring drought or an injury, God forbid. So, big up John Duran, man. And back to Tielemans. I'm actually surprised he's never played for a top six side in the Premier League. And if he wishes to leave Aston Villa one day, surely one of the big boys will come knocking because he is so good. Oh my God. It goes under the radar a lot, but he's really, really, really good. I've got to give credit to Kamara as well, coming back from a long-term injury, bossing that midfield. Onana being pivotal in that midfield. So far, proving that Aston Villa, or proving that he, is worth every penny that Aston Villa paid for him. Every single one, because he's dominant in the air, he's dominant on the ground, very good at interceptions, can charge forward as well. He's got everything, and somebody else has that as well, but we'll get to him in a minute. Before we get to him, I want to talk about Pau Torres. Pau Torres, man. I just wish Manchester United paid that money all them years back, bro. All them years back when we were linked to him, when Ollie was in charge and we were trying to get Pau Torres, we should have paid that money because the passing ability of that centre-back is out of this world. Like the calmness and the range and the vision, that mixture at the same time is incredible. It's very, very rare to see this in a centre-back. Usually you see these kind of things in a midfielder or somebody that's really good at passing, but a centre-back, yeah, that's crazy, man. So big up Pau Torres. And last but not least, we've got to talk about Morgan Rogers. We've got to talk about him, man. To think that he comes from the City Academy and they let him go. They didn't realize what kind of an asset and what kind of a player they had on their hands. They didn't realize it. So they let him go to Middlesbrough. I don't know how long he stayed there because nobody really paid attention. And I have to be honest, neither did I. I heard of him and I've seen bits, but I didn't follow every single game. But the games or the highlights that I did watch, I was like, this Rogers guy, yeah, he's looking legit. He's looking absolutely legit. Now, talk about his qualities. Hey, yo, Morgan Rogers has it all. Fundamentals on point. The basics on point. Physicality, no problem. Technique, no problem. Bro, my favorite attribute that I like to see in Morgan Rogers, bro, and we've seen this over a couple of games. We've seen it in the Bayern Munich game, probably other games as well, but the ones that jump into my head straight away, the Bayern Munich game in the Champions League, the Arsenal game in the Premier League, the way he charges forward, bro, like nobody can stop him. Nobody can stop him. You can't get the ball off him. And I remember it like it was yesterday when they played against Arsenal when he was charging forward, bro, and Partey was trying to get near him, and he just shrugged him off, and he was like, "Get off me, man!" And while he's running, bro, it's impossible to stop this guy. What is he, like 6'1", 6'2", bro? A 6 foot plus freight train, bro, just charging through anybody's midfield, and you can't stop him, bro. Yeah, man, he's legit. Morgan Rogers is absolutely legit, and yeah, Aston Villa, they got a gem. Bro. They've got an absolute gem, bro. So he would be my man of the match, Morgan Rogers, today because he was absolutely fantastic, and his performance was rewarded with a goal, and that goal as well. Again, Aston Villa in transitions sometimes you can't stop them. You can't stop them, and bro, when you have somebody like McGinn in your team as well, the guy who's got like 50 lungs, bro, he just doesn't stop running. Yo, yeah, man. Aston Villa, I was a bit surprised that their season wasn't going as everybody expected because, they are discovering the perks, I would say, of playing many games and being in the Champions League and having to rotate and having to deal with injuries and stuff. They're discovering all of that. So it's a bit new to all of them. But if they can make it real, if they can make it a regular thing of qualifying for European football, then they might get used to it. But so far, man, I mean, Aston Villa, I don't know how long where they are. Sorry, in the table. Let me just check quickly. Premier League, Aston Villa, they're fifth, bro. Listen, they're not doing bad as we speak, of course, because the Premier League games are currently going on. As I'm recording this, it's halftime. Brentford are losing 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, who are sitting in third now. That's crazy, bro. Third, boy, Arsenal, you better not lose, bruv, against Palace because I will be on your case if you do. We'll talk soon. Newcastle are currently thrashing Ipswich 3-0 away from home, and West Ham Brighton is 0-0 as we speak. So Aston Villa, they're fifth at the moment. Do you know what I mean? They're fifth. So listen, if they carry this on, Champions League football might be back again next season at Villa Park. So credit to Villa, man, and credit to Unai Emery. He's really managing this squad very, very well, in my opinion. As for Manchester City, man, like I said, the injuries are not an excuse to me. I think this is becoming a mentality issue now. I think they almost go into games thinking, if we go down, we're not going to be able to come back. And you can see it on their faces. You can literally read it. Some of the players are not delivering the way they're supposed to. People like Gundogan, who came back at the club, and I mentioned Gundogan in other videos, and I said, listen, at this rate, he might as well have stayed at Barcelona because you don't see his impact whatsoever since he came back. Erling Haaland, apart from scoring goals, and I've said this before, when he was scoring goals and people were onto me for that, apart from actually scoring goals, how else are you helping your team to perform, to get better, and to win games? How else? Now, I know he's a goal-scoring machine, but so far, and again, it looks like when KDB's not there, he can't do it, which explains why for Norway he can't do it, despite having someone like Odegaard behind him. How else are you impacting games? And today we kind of saw him trying to link up play, but you can tell that's not his game because he had been drilled in his head so much that you just stay up front and you're going to score all the goals, we'll supply you. That now that the supply is not there, he's having to look for and fish for solutions, but those solutions are not familiar solutions. It's not something he's used to doing, dropping deep, linking up play. He's not used to doing that. He's used to, oh, I'm gone, bro. Kevin De Bruyne, ball over the top. Kevin De Bruyne, pass from the right hand side in that half space, pass from that left hand side in the half space. That's what he's used to. So when that service is not there anymore, it's peak, bro. It's peak, my brother. So yeah, man, Manchester City are in the mud. The only player that I can probably look at that looked a bit bright today was Rico Lewis. You look at all the other the big figures in the club. Jack Grealish. Can you imagine it's been over 365 days since this guy scored in the Premier League? 365 days, a whole calendar year since Jack Grealish scored in the Prem. And he's got the, well, I'm not going to say the cheek, but he's walking off the pitch doing this to the Villa fans about, 3 Premier Leagues. It's looking big for the some of these, man. They need to take a deep look in the mirror and try and find solutions. And Pep the first one, because listen, you're getting paid the big bucks to find solutions like the ones that you've got to find now. We're all praising him, best manager this, best head coach that, best tactician this. Okay, show it. You've got to show it to the world now. Bro, just to end this on Man City and probably end the video as well, yeah. If you don't believe how bad it is for Man City, Phil Foden scored his first Premier League goal on the 21st of December. I'll leave it at that. Listen, let me know what you think in the comment section below, people. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you made it till the end of this video, go in the comment section and type in City in the mud. That was it for me, people. Like, share, comment, subscribe. It's road to 15K. And I shall see you in the reaction for the Arsenal game, bruv. And I am looking forward to that. It might be a bit late, I'm telling you already, because I'm going out now. Sorry. It is now 4 o'clock and I need to attend the gospel concert. So when I'm back, I'll be watching the game. Don't worry, I'll be watching. But you, man, best believe, if Arsenal lose, we'll talk soon. Like, share, comment, subscribe, people. I'm out. All right, if Arsenal, bro, see how Chip says, yeah, I will be on your neck, rude, but same here. Arsenal. But if Arsenal win, we'll still be here. We'll still talk about it. But if they lose, we'll talk soon. See you.